Hi everyone, my name is Karen and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with you today with a new exciting video. It's a book tag. This book tag is especially special. Special because it's a book tag in association with the read-along that I was gonna take part of, that is spanning over the last 4 months of this year, and it's the TolkienALong. This TolkienALong, by its name, is a read-along focused on reading The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This read-along has been hosted by Beth and Ashleigh, who I will link both their channels and video announcements down in the description. As I said, this read-along is focused on reading the entirety of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books, one book for each month for the 4 last months of this year. Now, I wanted to reread the series, as I said in my BookTube newbie tag that I will link in the cards and in the description down below if you want to check it out. The Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite series of all time, and I really wanted to reread it, so this read-along came at a perfect time, and it's an excuse to reread one of my favorite series. Now, after a lengthy introduction, let's dive into the prompts for the Choose Your Fellowship book tag. First up, we have Frodo, I Will Take the Ring to Mordor. It's a book that I'm gonna read it because I don't know exactly what the prompt is. It's a book you're not quite sure if you like or not. For this prompt, I chose Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. This book is this duology because it's with the Fate Divides. It's quite weird for me. Like, it had a decent plot line and good characters, but that's where it stops for me. Like, it's a bit meh. It's not like, it didn't like absorb me into that world. I read this duology, but I didn't read her original trilogy, so I got a taste of not really good story. But I hope that when I'm gonna read the Divergent, that maybe I'll get to know Veronica Roth's writing style a bit better. But this series, it's like I liked some bits, but most of it is not that much for me. Next up is Sam, I Can't Carry It, But I Can Carry You. Prompt is a book you'll always be loyal to, and for that it's hands down The Firekeeper by J.C. Cervantes. I hope I'm saying her name right, but yeah, this book, I read it in December 2019, I think. Yeah, and I loved every single bit of it. I adore it with all my heart. The whole characters, the mythology, everything is just so perfect. Perfect for me. I love it. It's perfect, and it's just an amazing middle grade, and I recommend it for everyone to read it. Everyone should get the first book, which is The Storm Runner, and then get this one, because the conclusion to this trilogy is coming out next month in September, The Shadow Crosser. Please read this trilogy. It's amazing. You will never regret it. Next, we have Pippin, What About Second Breakfast? It's a book that you would love to reread. For that, well, good enough for that. Next, it's Mary, We're Going With You, Frodo. It's a book about friendship. For this prompt, I chose The Blood of Olympus by Rick Riordan. This lonesome book represents the entire series. The Heroes of Olympus, that comes after the Percy Jackson movies, Percy Jackson books, and it's not like solely based on the friendship, but the friendships in this book is amazing. Like the friendship between the seven from the Prophecy of the Seven, it's like they were made for having that kind of friendship. And I have another friendship that I really love. It's the friendship between Reyna and Nico. It's just, I love it. It's brotherly, sisterly relationship. I love it. These friendships are golden and they just ease my heart. I love those characters so much. Read them, they are amazing. Next we have Aragorn for Frodo. It's a book with a hero or heroine to swoon over. This one, for this prompt, I stole it from Beth's book tag that she made in her announcement video, because she reminded me of how much I love A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer. I hope I'm saying her name right again. When I read it, I loved it. I really did. I love Harper. Harper is just amazing. I love her character. I love how she was represented. It's not like she has a syndrome. I forgot what it is. I will put it on the screen here somewhere so you can see it, but she has one. But I love that it didn't like stop her to, it didn't stop her. It's just like, it's a part of her, but it's not what makes her Harper. I love her. I love they're like strong, amazing, quite fearless characters, and I have to read the second one, A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I have to read it. Now it's time for Legolas. It still only counts as one. I hope I'm saying the quote right, but yes, it's the longest book on your TBR. I'm scared to show you this. It's an humongous book. It's The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. Well, to be fair, this book is not like on my closest TBR. It's not the one, it's my nearest TBR. I have much more urgent books to read before this one. This one is like it's like 1,000-page long, but it's on the TBR that everyone has, that the books that they are gonna stay there forever. You may pick it up later, but yeah, this 1,000 pages brick is on this TBR. I don't know when I'll pick it up, but I will, let's say, soon. Quite a stack we have here. Next we have Gimli. Shall I get you a box? I love this scene in the movies. It's a short but fun read. I have here Circe by Madeline Miller. It's quite a short book, 330 pages approximately. I had a lot of fun when I read it, but was it technically a fun read? Like, you won't laugh when you read it. There are funny moments, I think, but it's this book is more about the tragic story of Circe, the least favorite daughter of Helios, the god. It's not like Titan, he was before the gods, but even though they're the same, but yeah, the god of the sun that came before Apollo. It's like we dive into her story, like when she, before her banishment to her island, and after it and during it, and when she encountered sailors and Odysseus. I don't like him. He's mean. But yeah, I really liked it. I really enjoyed Madeline Miller's take on this story. So yeah, this story really interests me a lot, so I loved reading it. It's one I read like a couple of months ago in June, I think, and I loved every single second of it. It's amazing. It's an amazing book. You should definitely read it. Next we have Boromir. Sad, sad Boromir. They've taken the little ones. A series you never made it past the first book. For this prompt, I chose Renegades from Marissa Mayer. It's not like I didn't get through the entire series. It's just that when I read this, it didn't push me to pick up Arch Enemies directly after finishing it. Even though I have the book, it's up there on my shelf. It's an amazing story. I really like the premise of it. It just I didn't feel connected to it a lot. I took a lot of time to finish it, but when I finished it, the last parts of it, I finished them really quickly. But in the beginning, I took a lot of time to get into this book, even though it's about superheroes, and I love superheroes. I don't know, I'm sure that I'm gonna finish this series, but yeah, it's one of the series that I only read the first book and didn't read the second book really fast after it. So I think I'm gonna read the sequel to it later. Like, I think it's gonna be next year. I don't think I'm gonna finish it this year, but yeah, I enjoyed it, but it didn't like hook me. You can read it. It's a really good story though. And last but never least, it's Gandalf. I'm gonna read this quote because I don't want to say it wrong. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us. This quote is really good and like in the heart. I have it here, even though I don't remember it word for word, but yeah, it hits deep. For this, it's a book that made you think about your life, the world, the universe, and everything after you finished it. I interpreted this as a book that gave me like a hangover after reading it. For that, I chose The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. This book, first read the first 5 chapters of it, and then I took like a month and a half, 2 months break from reading it. But when I got back into it and I started reading it, I don't know what happened to me. I loved it. Like, I ate it up. There was even one part when Blue and what's the name of the ghosty boy? Noah? I think it's Noah. I'm not gonna continue looking for his name, but I think it's Noah. Again, I will put the actual name here. Yeah, and that scene between Blue and Noah, like, it tore my heart apart. And when I arrived to the end, I was like, whoa, this gave me one of the biggest book hangovers I ever like experienced. I really enjoyed this book. Please give it a try. If you didn't like really enjoy The Raven Boys, this book is really better. Please read it too. So I guess that's it. Are these in the frame? Yes, they are. So that's it for this Choose Your Fellowship book tag. I hope you enjoyed my picks for these prompts, because I love these books, except for like 2. One I don't know if I like it, Frodo book, and one I haven't read it, Legolas book. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to know whenever I post new, you can click that subscribe button and even hit the bell icon to get a notification every time I post new videos. So until then, see you everyone. Bye! Well,